With so many martial arts films out there, it can feel like a boring task to find the gems among the rubble. Seriously, just walking into a video on YouTube or browsing online can be overwhelming. And trust me, it's easy to miss some of the best ones out there if you don't know what you're looking for. That's why today I'm here to help you cut through the noise and spotlight 5 films from old to new that truly represents the martial arts genre. So, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into the 5 must-see martial arts movies that you absolutely can't skip. Alright, let's get into it. First up, The Raid 2. You have to watch the Raid Redemption movie before you watch The Raid 2. If you're looking for non-stop action and insane fight scenes, this 2014 Indonesian film is your go-to. The choreography is mind-blowing. And talking about the storyline, after surviving a bloody fight with dangerous gangsters, rookie cop Rama in Jakarta hopes to return to a normal life. But his actions during that intense encounter have caught the eye of even more ruthless criminals. With his family in danger, Rama must go undercover. He gets himself imprisoned and forms a bond with the son of a powerful crime lord. To take down the criminal empire, Rama must risk everything. At number 2, let's talk about Fury. Fury is a fantastic action film that makes up for its simple and expected plot with strong emotional moments, a touching mother-daughter bond, impressive action scenes, and a captivating performance by Veronica Ngo. Talking about the storyline, when her daughter is kidnapped, a desperate yet determined mother treks through her former gang's turf in Saigon to track down the abductors. At number 3, we have Twilight of the Warriors Walled In, one of the best action films of 2024 and one of the best martial arts films in recent history. It's an intense martial arts action flick from start to finish with an interesting story to follow. Talking about the storyline, years after a violent gang war that led to a fragile peace in Hong Kong's criminal world, the infamous Kowloon Walled City stands as a stronghold for gangs and those seeking refuge. However, when a talented underground fighter crosses paths with the most feared triad leader in Hong Kong, a bounty is put on him, even with his ties to the Enclave's powerful figure. As his enemies break the delicate peace to seek revenge, old rivalries flare up, pushing years of tension to a violent climax. At number 4, we have Headshot. Headshot is an exciting and violent film, which is what viewers wanted. However, no one anticipated how well the filmmakers would adapt to the fast-paced martial arts genre, creating one of the most intense action movies of the decade. Talking about the storyline, Uwais plays a young man who, suffering from amnesia, washes ashore, and a young doctor nurses him back to health. His past resurfaces to haunt them both in violent fashion. Finally, at number 5, we have 60 Minutes. This film has many fight scenes and moves quickly and definitely a fun popcorn movie. It's an action flick that's great to watch, especially if you're looking for something to enjoy. Talking about the storyline, Octavio, a mixed martial arts fighter, has only 60 minutes to reach his daughter's birthday party. If he doesn't make it, he could lose custody. When he skips a fight to get there, he ends up being chased by dangerous criminals, racing against time through the city. That's a wrap on today's recommendations. Let me know which movie in this list you're most excited to watch, or if you have any hidden gems you want me to check out. Don't miss out on the latest picks. Make sure you're subscribed and hit the notification bell. See you in the next one. Until next time, happy watching.
Yes, yes, yes. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Red Carpet Rendezvouz, the ultimate podcast where we bring you everything from movies to the world of glitz and glamour and everything in between. And today, we on fire again. We got a great guest for y'all, a superstar in the books in the making, and it's someone who should inspire all of us who are trying to be actors or follow our dreams. Most recently, or most known for Secret Society 3 Till Death, Surviving Jehovah Genesis, Revenge Protocol, The Junior Squad Strikes Again, also Beach Chain, Cobra Kai Season 6, VH1's My True Crime Stories, Frag, Obedience, the movie, Jay Wills, Poker Night, and the list goes on and on and on. We have a superstar, Kris D Roberts. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. How are you doing this evening, sir?
Thanks, Doc. LC, thank you guys for having me. I'm doing pretty good this evening. Getting ready for the work week, just winding down in a light ambiance, chill atmosphere. Figured I'd have a chat with you guys.
Oh man, it must be our lucky day, man. We appreciate you coming in, man. I'm so excited to jump in. I don't know if have you been following Cobra Kai? Is that one? Is that something that you watch?
I stopped watching it at season 4.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, I just keep throwing that out there. That's what I'm most excited about. So, let's jump right into it. What 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 stands out to you, Kris, in your career? What's your most memorable for you?
You know, it, in fact, there's been numerous memorable uh, opportunities that I've been involved with. Obviously, the most recent being Cobra Kai season 6 to have the opportunity to work with Ralph Macchio, William Zabka, Martin Cove. These are people I grew up watching on TV as a child,
All right.
so the gratitude and significance of those opportunities. I've had some significant opportunities where I'd have to travel hundreds of miles, when I first got started in the industry. At that point, it was about learning experience. It was about gaining credits from IMDb. It was just I was new. Um, Another significant opportunity next to Cobra Kai is I got a chance to work with there was a classic called Classic in the '90s, Blood In, Blood Out.
Wait,
Damien Chapa.
you was in Blood In, Blood Out?
No, sir. I
Oh,
watched Blood In, Blood Out as a teenager,
oh, okay.
and then 30 years later, when I was pursuing film opportunities, one of my first fight scenes was with Miklo from Blood In, Blood Out.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. My
Yeah, it
brain
was
glitched there. Okay.
that was significant as well. I mean, having watched him as a teenager, watching the classic Blood In, Blood Out.
Yeah.
So
One of my favorites.
yeah, it was definitely very fit for the time period I was in and what I was going through as a kid, as a teen. Um, but anyway, yeah, there's been a lot of opportunities, as I said, where travel, you know, this thing, you work a full time job and you pursue opportunities on the side. It's kind of like a side hustle. And as I continued to earn credits, I begin to learn more about the business aspects of the industry. So, having been on as many projects as I've been privileged to be on and to meet the people I've met along the way, opportunity, I believe opportunity begets opportunity.
Yes.
And we begin to network to the point where we're watching each other go our separate ways. I got friends that are filming in New York City, friends filming in LA. It's a beautiful network.
Yes, man, man. Yeah, you gotta keep making those connections, especially in this one. This isn't a easy industry to shine in, so you definitely got to build more. So, how did you um exactly get started into acting? What were some of the beginning steps that you took to get the opportunities that you were blessed with?
Well, the first time that I seen an ad on the internet, I was maybe it was on Facebook or something back in 2019, and it was for extras on a film filming in Pittsburgh. Sweet Girl with Jason Momoa asking for background actors. So, I put my name in the hat. Never had a filming. Well, I did other stuff. I worked for the military, and we often filmed maneuvers and stuff. But this was another level.
Yeah, right.
This was different. So anyway, I threw my name in the hat for this, and they ended up calling me. So I consulted with my job, and I took my paycheck. I got an Airbnb in Pittsburgh. I went down for the weekend, and really just that first opportunity kind of, I was bit by a bug, like, to watch the production work, to watch just the whole atmosphere kind of caught my attention, as far as, this is an exciting lifestyle. I'd like to pursue this. And
All right.
I had grown up between Florida and Pennsylvania. So to after that opportunity to take the long road to grandma's house just to save some time, I decided to pack up shop 1,200 miles away in Pennsylvania after my first film opportunity and relocate to Florida. And that's when all the other credits came along.
Mm. Oh man, I could believe that. Florida has to be hot, and I believe Myrtle Beach might have a little hub of some opportunities too. That whole eastern region
Yes, sir.
has some things going. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Atlanta's on fire. In fact, I mean, there's a lot of work in Atlanta. That was one of my goals of moving north, more north in Florida, was to become closer to Atlanta. And that's when Cobra Kai came along, and I ended up in Atlanta. So,
Oh wow. Ah, wow. Yeah, you got to strategize these things. I'm trying to plan myself somewhere around Vegas and hit, LA. You can hit Oklahoma. You can Utah. Everything's right there. All right. Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, we have hot seat questions. I don't know, Raz, if you gonna put them in the heat or not tonight. But I got a couple of heated questions. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna see how it goes. You mentioned a couple of names already, but your top five actors that you've worked with.
oh, the top five I've worked with, that's pretty easy. Ralph Macchio, probably the top of the list. Uh, William Zabka right under him. Martin Cove, Thomas Ian Griffith, and Damian Chapa.
Okay. All right. Any do you have any of those, anything stands out about any of them in particular that makes them your favorite?
Well, probably Ralph Macchio for being the underdog. You know what I mean?
I got you. What he represents.
Yeah, what he come from in Jersey, the storyline, and what he faced when he landed in California. I can relate to his story. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's, yeah, probably Ralph.
Yeah. Cool. Cool. What were some of the challenges that you faced during your career and how did you overcome?
Um, Rejection was big. I mean, rejection is always, it's a part of the industry. You're not going to get every opportunity. You're not going to get every role. So that that aside, the other challenges were time management. Being able to, in my instance, I'm a contract auto detailer, so I can, I got a lot of flexibility with my schedule. However, on that note, the pro is that, but the con being, I'm not tied down to. I'm not an employee, so all my insurance and all this and that is under me. So, you know, you lose. You got to sacrifice a little bit, But
Yeah.
I was on my boss's phone and I was talking with a production team that wanted me to be on set, and I could have went to Miami and did that gig, but I had just arranged for a week off where for Cobra Kai. So
Mhm.
I had to decline one. That was difficult. That was probably the most bittersweet thing I've ever done
Mm.
in this journey. I was called upon to be a stand-in on Bad Boys 4,
Wow.
and I
Mm.
had already booked Cobra Kai and made all the arrangements. So it's 5 hours one way to Atlanta from where I'm at, and it's 5 hours to Miami in the opposite direction. So I was kind of in a rock and a hard place. I couldn't possibly do it. So that was challenging. Sometimes you turn some things down, but look at the A-list actors. You hear stories all the time how one actor passed on a role and the other one ended up. You see what I'm saying? So there's decisions like that sometimes are made in a hard place in the journey, if you will.
Yeah.
At least you got the opportunity to be able to make a decision. At least it's just one thing coming at you. You got two big things coming at you. Hey, that's I like that kind of trouble.
Good
That's
problem.
right.
Good
Great
problem.
problem.
You
Great
hear
problem.
me?
No matter what you choose, you're good.
I
Yeah.
want some of those problems, please.
Yeah, I want them problems. Them the problems I want.
So yeah, it
Please.
was definitely it's heartwarming but heart wrenching at the same time.
Right.
Right, right. That's this. Okay. Let's see what we got next. The three A's. The three A's. All right. Let's get to the three A's. Aspirations. Aspirations. I don't understand you are breaking into production. Is that something new, or have you been producing films for a while?
Well, no, that was a credit I got working on a couple projects in the beginning as a producer. I was brought
Okay.
aboard as a co-producer, so I got to learn a little bit about the casting process, callbacks, auditions, what have you. So I was able to work to that degree in the film industry as well a little bit so far. Secret Society 2 and 3, I filmed on part 2, and they ended up calling me back a year later, and I returned for part 3. And there's significance in that, if I might share real quick, that I worked with Jeremy Meeks. I worked with Jeremy Meeks, my first big production in Florida I got involved with, which was Secret Society Part 2. And I asked him his advice, for an upcoming actor. And wouldn't you know, I took his advice, obviously, but saying that to say over the next 18 months, I was on a total of 3 film sets with Jeremy Meeks. So each time I was kind of able to take that little bit. We talk about the discouragement in the industry and how it's a tough industry, but you take stuff like that, bro, and you pack it away, and that's what keeps you going through the hard times. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's what you need. You need those moments, dude.
Yeah.
Especially
Tell me,
with people that you see telling you how to do it.
tell me about these critics. Like, what's so much important about the credit? Like, I played in one movie. I was the lead villain. Is that a credit?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
that is a credit.
Yes.
Raz, you killed everybody in the movie. Yes, you get a credit for something.
Yes. Yes.
Raz, see, he was just ready. He was just kill happy. He didn't even care about the credits. You're an actor, Raz.
He's had to let
My
that
God.
dark side out.
You know what I'm saying? It must have been out because he did it too natural on film. He just did it too natural. It was just,
You know,
I don't
that's
know.
that's the hardest thing about acting, fellas. The hardest thing about acting is to look like you're not acting.
This is fact. This is fact. That's why I
So
can't watch a lot of acting.
so part of the science is learning to internalize the character, to become the character, to make it more believable. And that's a whole nother aspect of the film industry as well, just the development along the way of your craft, and learning how to break down a script. So also to answer you, Elsie, a lot of that is part of the credit procedure. You know, as you get credits, you gain things like that as well. So actually, before I reported to set in Atlanta, I had a couple of young ladies from the Florida film industry message me and ask me, "Is it worth it?" And my response to her question was pretty simple. I mean, I pondered it, but I replied to her. I says, "Have you ever been on Netflix? You know, I believe it's worth it to take the chance to go do a thing. A lot of times it's out of our comfort zones, whatever. You're part of it, and then to reflect. I think they're glad they did. But, that just going back to the challenges of being in the industry and the independent moving forward.
How do you get what's how do you put yourself into that mind frame of first getting your script, understanding how you want to play that role, fixing yourself to play that role, and carrying that out through the film? What's some of the processes that you put yourself in?
Well, a lot of that's going to begin with communicating with the director about the expectation of the character. Uh, you're going to want to ask questions about people that are in the scene with you.
Mm.
You basically need to know you basically want to know everybody's life story in the plot. What brought them to the scene, what's your expectation from them, and vice versa. So again, it all becomes more of a piece of you, and that's why sometimes actors have to do a cold read, and they'll have a whole bunch of dialogue and no chance to really chew on it and internalize it, and you can see a difference if you watch a cold read and somebody that's had an opportunity to prepare for an audition and
Mm-hmm.
work on the character. I believe there's definitely a difference. I mean, you can perform well in a cold read also,
Yeah,
but yeah, it takes time and energy, and I don't know, you kind of plug right into it. You know what I mean?
I got you. Well, you hit that magic word. That's the other. I don't know. Did I say aspirations, advice, and the last A is auditions. So take us into the audition room a little bit. What's the How was your first audition, and how do you feel about going into auditions now? Are they still the same over time? I know a lot of the directors that I've been in front of, they all do something different. It's all different. First.
Well, first off, I probably don't audition near as much as I should.
Mm.
Um, a lot of the audition work I've done, I've been basically offered the role, and then I did my read, or we shot the audition, and they just wanted to kind of see what I was working with before giving me the role, but had given me the role. It's hard to explain.
I got you.
Uh,
You were picked.
but I tell you what, my first audition, that was uh, that was tough because it was my first audition. If you know, you know. I mean, I never stepped foot at a casting call. I never grabbed a clipboard and filled out a form and signed NDAs. Never went through all that. And then the script was there, and I was like the second person going into the auditioning room.
Hmm.
I went to that audition with the attitude that I wasn't going to get the part. I didn't have an
Oh my.
expectation because, again, I was new. It was my first go around. Not that I couldn't have got the part, but I wasn't setting myself up for that disappointment, if you will, of thinking out of 100 and some odd people, I'm, rookie, never had a leading role or any supporting role whatsoever, was going to get the role. So
Gotcha.
nowadays, I've learned enough along the way how to audition. And like I said before, I went off on that, was I should be auditioning more, and I do intend to. This year I'm trying to focus on podcasting, um, and getting out, because there's a lot of my story too that I want to share as inspiration that I don't touch on when it's film. You understand what I mean?
Mm.
My personal backstory. So I'm going to take some time, one day at a time, and just what opportunities present themselves, I'll pursue it if I believe it's and that's generally how it works, fellas. I don't put a whole lot of expectation out there. I just get up tomorrow and do as good as I did today, if not better.
Yep. All you can try to do. I hope we get to talk to you again here on the Red Carpet Rendezvous. And we love having you here. So anytime you want to swing through our podcast, we'll be here for you.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
So what got you into the martial arts from like just in martial arts? Period.
Well, what got me into martial arts, a lot of it, and I'm a novice. I mean, I just renewed my gym membership last week. Quit
Inspiration for
smoking.
me.
I quit smoking a week and a half ago, gentlemen.
Mm.
Oh,
I'm sorry to hear this.
35
No.
After 35 years.
Oh, wow.
35 years. I am using vape, so I'm not out of the woods completely, but I'm not packing a half and a pack of cigarettes down a day either, So.
Great accomplishment. I gotta admit that. Did the gym kick that for you, or that was a personal decision?
Well, the gym was probably needed before the smoke. I mean, the gym helps me unwind. It helps me compartmentalize things. It helps me get a proper perspective, which helps me to not have anxiety and want to smoke, I guess, if you will. So yeah, they kind of go hand in hand. It gives me something to do, and it's healthy. And the more distance I can put between me and that unhealthy thing, the better off I am. So
Yeah, yeah. Motivation. I gotta get back in the gym too, man. I miss it. I miss
it's
that.
tough, bro.
I know I was asking because I took taekwondo when I was young because I used to I never boxed in a real match or nothing like that, but I used to do a lot of sparring with Leon Spink's sons, Daryl, DeBrew. I knew Corey Spinks when he was like a little kid, so I used to always go to the boxing ring. But I had gotten to a fight one time, and I didn't know people kick for real. Now I seen a whole bunch of kung fu movies, but I really didn't know if nobody really kicked in a fight for real. So I had got beat up, and the dude kicked me in my throat, and so I went to go learn taekwondo because I didn't know people kick for real.
He kicked you in your throat, dude? Jeez.
Yeah, I was stopped. I couldn't move, and he ran in the house. I'm still looking for him right now today because I got some moves for him. But yeah, he kicked me in my throat, and I just stood. I couldn't breathe, and I was like, and he ran in the house. Now he hit me with a good one too. I ain't know people kick. I'm ready to box. You know what I'm saying? They got my little stance on. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I learned a little taekwondo. So that's why I wanted to learn. What got you into martial arts?
Well, it's funny.
It wasn't being bullied.
It's funny you opened up with that because at one time I knew enough martial arts, just enough to get me beat up. Because I was one of those guys. I tried one of those kicks. It didn't work real well.
Right. When you miss it, it's horrible.
I tried to get a roundhouse in some gravel and ended up on my backside, So I had to get up and then box. But anyway, it's probably a combination of watching martial arts movies growing up. It's obviously a good self-discipline to pick up along the way. And like I said, I'm a novice. I'm not nearly as committed as I should be. But, I've made the steps to get involved and pursue relationships in the martial arts arena, so it's definitely a good thing. And I got a great uncle who was a professional boxer in the 20s. And to be honest with you, sometimes I like looking at my ancestry. He made there's a video of him when he retired from boxing. He went into training and promoting as well. And just recently, I found a video of him announcing Sugar Ray Robinson as the world champion because he went ring announcer. So it's always kind of been in my blood, That helps motivate me as well. Sometimes I'll look at some of his old cover or footage and stuff, and that helps motivate me too.
Can't help but be motivated by history, man. Being a part of that lineage. That's wild, man. And then, motivation. All right, I think we got the advice. We got some audition info. Let's kind of go back to the aspirations a little bit. What other aspirations do you have that Kris hasn't crossed off of the list of to do?
I wouldn't mind writing a book or two. About certain things. I don't know.
Bestseller makes you rich. Know that much.
You know, and that's something you got to kind of check yourself about. Do I want to be rich? Do I want to be famous? You know, it's like you got to have the right motive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
it's like, yeah, I'm just doing this for fun. It's a great hobby. You know, if a nice role comes along, obviously, you know, I'm game. But at the same time, I'm going to get up and go to work tomorrow. Just like, you know, I haven't got that part, obviously. So
Gotcha. Gotcha. All right. Well, let's lighten up a little bit. Let's see. The fun fact about Kris. So
fun,
something that nobody knows. Nobody on the planet knows. No, but just some fun fact about Kris D Roberts.
fun fact about Kris D Roberts. I don't know, man. Fun fact. I mean, I've obviously done a lot of stuff in the film industry and music videos, and you know, fun fact is that if you don't give up, the magic happens. You know, these are fun facts I learned along the way, I guess.
Have you accidentally kicked anybody that you didn't mean to kick, or uh,
Not
walk into the
without
wrong
proper,
dressing room?
not without proper apology. All those amends have been made.
Tell us about some of those
Um,
music videos. You mentioned music videos.
yeah, I had a chance to. I was a background actor on a Jay Wheeler music video, which
Yeah,
actually turned into a series of videos. I think there's 3 or 4 that I'm in.
yeah.
Uh,
I see Conap throwback, and there's I think a third one somewhere.
yeah, Troppy or something like that. But yeah, those were opportunities. I went to over to Miami, and I sat on set the first day, 13 hours. I dressed in wardrobe as an FBI agent. And at the end of the shift, me and another fellow got put at the backside of an ambulance in one of the videos, and we got like 5 minutes of screen time, and then we broke for the day. And the set location the next morning was 50 miles away, and I'm from the East Coast. I didn't make accommodations. I figured, you know, I reached out to a friend about an Airbnb. So I went by the Airbnb and there was a house party going on there, so that wasn't cutting it. So I went ahead and drove to the location for the next day and slept in my car. The next day they promoted me right on set. I went they had an actor slated for a part and he had to leave early, he had to leave set early. So the director called my friend Eli Jeffrey's own, shout out. They called him aside and said that they wanted to use me for that part. So I was able to become more of a featured background actor. Just and I chalk that up to, like I said, man, I slept in the parking lot. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? I went all out to get this opportunity and it ended up paying off. So
Yeah, I probably would have missed that because one time I was my hotel room the hotel had got overbooked, and I was in Denver, 14 hours away, and I had something I was supposed to do the next day, and I didn't have. I went to like 4 or 5 hotels, couldn't get a room. I drove my ass back to St. Louis.
yeah.
Nope, nope. Got locked up that night too, by the way. But that's neither here nor there.
Oh, that happens along the way sometimes.
Yeah, because coming from Denver, Colorado, you have to go through Kansas. And Kansas is the one state surrounded by all weed smoking states that you can't smoke weed in. I
That's
love.
that's
So
fun.
fuck. I'm
Wow.
leaving Denver, coming to Missouri.
Oh man, that was fun.
You need an airplane.
Yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm considering going into pilot school, so I might have a
Yeah, how
private
about
jet.
that?
You know what I'm saying? The theory behind that is I have a private jet. I have the license, right? And then the actors that I'll be on set with got private jets. So I'll fly with them and be in the next movie with them. You know, it all works out. You know what I'm saying?
Forward thinking.
All right. Well, now we got to get down to the other hot seat question. I need from you, Kris, top 5 martial arts movies of all time.
Man,
Uh-oh.
tell
Yeah.
you what, those ones you guys showed in the beginning, those are fire, by the way. Let's see, Karate Kid, obviously. I mean, I'm going with Karate Kid 1 and 2 out the gate.
Okay.
3, it's just a thing. You got to understand. Uh, but then we got to get around to Chuck Norris. You know, I always enjoyed watching Chuck Norris, and actually grew up with a kid. His uncle was a stunt player for Chuck Norris. So
Wow.
that was always something that was kind of motivating as a youngster as well, to know that I actually knew somebody that was doing something that only millions of people dream to do, you know. So that was an influence too. But If Man, I enjoyed every If Man made. You know, I love the part where it shows a young Bruce Lee walking into If Man's office. You know, and Bruce Lee's like, I want to learn, and Ip Man's like, why? And, you know, for obvious reasons, he was getting pushed around and stuff. But Chuck Norris, Bruce Lee, basically anything they've done, you know. And obviously, I got to give a shout out to Kickboxer, Bloodsport, Van Damme movies. I like how they always brought in the world arena into it, you know, the tournament fighting where there was a lot of diversity, and you know, it just brings a lot of intrigue to the viewer. You know, it takes you into a foreign land, it, you know, introduces foreign cultures, and then now we're fighting to death, you know.
Gotcha. Okay. So where does the new Karate Kid rank in your what do you give that on the scale 1 to 10? The new with Jaden Smith.
It's right up there, man. It's right up there. It's got the whole the vibe, you know. It's part of the fan, you know.
And you're allowed to hate on this show, just letting you know. You can be as honest as you want. Celebrity gossip is what we push. Uh, what
I don't
about
think I don't
what's up?
think I don't think Daniel LaRusso would have been able to handle this new kind of Karate Kid, because this was like these guys. This wasn't no like kid kicks, like high school kicks. Even though they supposed to be little kids, these was like straight up wow, pop. They would kick my butt.
Yeah, they was real.
They beat me up.
They was real. There wasn't no wrestling kicks.
No, these was straight like these wasn't the regular, you know, Karate Kid. Because I'm a Karate Kid fan. I've seen all the Karate Kids. I love Karate Kid, but when you compare that, the old one to now, and they got a new one coming too. When you compare that to the Jack, man, that's like two different like monsters. That's like they really like little gangs, man.
Well, you didn't mention him specifically, but how do you feel about Jackie Chan's filming and his martial arts?
I've always been a fan of Jackie Chan, you know.
Okay.
He might not have made the top. Of course, you know the top list is
Yeah.
ad infinitum. You know, I like Jackie Chan because he does his own stunts. He's a great actor. He's a great martial artist. He brings a wit to the screen that is bar none. He's a great actor. You know, him and Chris doing the whole Rush Hour thing, man. It's genius. Great writing.
Okay. Well, we got a 4-way match. Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris, Jean-Claude, and Jackie Chan.
Oh, this is easy.
Who's coming out standing up? I mean, in my head, yeah. But who's coming out standing up?
Probably Jackie Chan. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Cause I get the answer. He's very
Okay.
innovative with his fighting
Okay.
and the things that
I
he
didn't
do.
expect that one to
I
come
didn't
out.
either. I didn't either. But I can see why he would go there because, like I say, Jackie Chan is very innovative with his moves and the things that he do. You don't know if you're gonna get hit with a fist yet. He might hit you with a pot pan or something else, and then pop, 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 and then Jackie Chan one of them cats. So I give it. I'm Bruce Lee guy, so I'm saying. But I can see why I go Jackie Chan. I can see that. But I'm Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
What about you,
Bruce
Doc?
Lee. Yeah, I
Yeah,
figured
Doc, he
Jackie
trying to
Chan
get a
because he
partner.
done learned. He's been able to study.
Yeah, most
I
definitely.
mean, first of all, that's a tough.
No, I figured
That's a
Jackie
tough
because
matchup.
he's able to study all the other ones. So
That too, yeah.
Well,
Definitely.
it's cultural for both of them, obviously. You
Uh-huh.
know, and it's their upbringing. It was their life. But I feel like Jackie maybe went a little deeper and a little earlier into the art. I don't know.
Right.
Hats off to both of them, obviously.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's a great answer. 'Cause, hey, Jackie Chan, like I say again, he's very innovative with his move, very creative. He fast too, you know what I'm saying? And he do a lot of things that a lot of martial artists don't really do.
can y'all hear me now?
Stuff like that, especially doing your own stunts and stuff like that. That's real martial arts. Just as Bruce Lee was a for real martial artist. Like that's real martial artist stuff. And doing your own stunts is crazy. That's crazy. You getting kicked in through boards and probably be fake windows, but still hitting your back and might make
Flying every which direction.
right. Always taking a chance to get hit in the head accidentally by somebody and all.
It happens. It does happen. Yes.
Yes, sir. So what was probably one of the best? Tell me what was one of the best movies or series that you feel you played in?
I like Cobra Kai the best.
All right.
I say that because it really takes me back. It hits home. I feel the vibe. I appreciate the storyline, obviously. Probably, yeah, it's definitely going to be Cobra Kai.
I didn't think it would have made it to 6 seasons, but I got to go back because I stopped actually watching it the 4th season.
Y'all able to hear me now?
Yeah. And that
Okay.
Yeah, we got you, Doc.
crazy.
All right, my bad.
Cobra Kai series is crazy. I didn't think these kids was going to be like this, but these kids were serious. Like these kids, this is some new stuff. They way different from the old kids. These kids right here, especially the girls. The girls, man, the girls, boy, boy.
Yeah, that was a special privilege to watch the stunt teams work, and under the leadership of Don Lee and his teams. Phenomenal to be a part of that. Just to be in the tournament setting, and watching them film. Greatest, yeah. That's probably the best involvement I've had to date.
All right, I was just holding down while you was out, Doc. Go ahead, my man. You hear us?
You froze, Doc.
Yeah,
You there?
sometimes in.
All right.
Oh, okay.
What's that?
Now we was making sure you.
Uh-oh. I'm still frozen?
No.
No, you're back.
Oh, okay.
You're good.
I can hear you. Can y'all hear me though?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, okay. Okay. The ones. Wildness. Well, we had some chime ins on that. I don't know if y'all saw the Equalizer 4 looks pretty dangerous with John Wick.
You think that's real?
But yeah, I saw the trailer.
You seen the trailer?
Yeah, it's
He
real.
killed his dog.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to see that trailer.
I should plug it.
I want to
Madam,
make sure.
I should pull the trailer up. And
Yeah, because
it's a real movie.
Okay, I'm just saying they do a lot of fake trailers now, and I've been watching a whole bunch of fake stuff. So I just want to make sure before I even get excited. I'm not even excited till I make sure, because that's
Sometimes
gonna
it's
be.
a fan trailer. Yeah.
Woo, woo. I gotta see the trailer, and
No, that's not an AI trailer, buddy. That's some shit.
I got to see
Somebody
it.
made both of them mad,
This
and
is
that's a
gonna
problem.
be whoa. I gotta see the trailer first. I don't want to be excited yet. I've been seeing it up for a minute. I'm like, man, I want to see the trailer first. I know if it's
Oh, okay. Well, give me 10 minutes. Um, but for the top movies, we had some chime-ins on that. So a lot of Enter the Dragons. We had a lot of Enter the Dragons. DJ Steady, yeah, they say Enter the Dragon. Harry Hazy P couldn't even give us one. We had a Best of the Best, The Last Dragon, Karate Kid 2. What was that? Lewis Confliction chimed in and said Iron Monkey. Has anyone seen Iron Monkey?
it was cool.
No, I
I
can't
think
say.
Okay.
it was cool.
I can't think. I've seen Iron Monkey. I can't remember. All right. Well, Umbach. We got an Umbach. We got the Raid 1 and 2. 5 Deadly Venoms. Anyone
Yes,
seen that?
that better have
Oh,
been in
okay.
there. That's what I'm talking about. Old school. That's what I'm talking about. See, that is real Chinese martial arts, way ahead of the times. They was like those films, or was way ahead. That's what I told y'all. I didn't think people kick for real. Like I didn't really know people do that. You know, these are ahead of our time films, dog. And so I didn't know people kick for real until somebody kicked me. And so they really kick for real. So let me learn some stuff. But yeah, 5 Deadly Venoms, most definitely. Woo, yes. Ooh. Well, you know about 5 Deadly Venoms?
Okay. All right.
Ooh.
Nothing.
Woo.
I could never get into martial arts movies. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't. I don't know why.
I was
All
deep
right,
in
we
them.
got Cobra Kai. Well, somebody gave me a whole explanation. Do you know Nick Monroe? Because he gave me a whole. He basically just said Cobra Kai is everything. He put Cobra Kai over everything. He says, and then he says Jackie Chan movies after that. So, Warrior of Virtue, Kung Fu Hustle, and Kill Bill series.
That Kill Bill pretty good, but when you talk about martial arts, I mean, she did a phenomenal job in that movie. But I mean, when you talk about martial arts, you is talking about 5 Deadly Venoms. You is talking, and I'm not discrediting Kill Bill because that's still one of my all-time great movies. So I'm never ever discrediting that. But when you talk about martial arts, like real martial arts, you is talking about the Raid 1 and 2. You're talking about 5 Deadly Venoms. You're talking about not the Last Dragon, but like the what was my movie where they was floating stuff in the sky and stuff. Oh, what was that dang old movie? But
Crouching Tiger.
Yeah, Crouching Tiger. Yeah, that was my stuff. I mean, when you talk about martial arts, you're talking about those type of films. You dig what I'm saying? When we talk about real martial arts films, yeah. But Kill Bill
Is Aeon Flux a martial arts film?
That's in the category with the John Wicks and stuff. That type of arts. You dig what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like
I didn't know.
Stuff like that.
I just remember grass.
I've been watching this stuff since I was a kid. So like when I'm talking about real martial arts, I'm talking about those movies right there. That's real martial arts, dog. Like, and I took Taekwondo, so I've been in some, facility where I wasn't the greatest, but I've been in the facility of some real cats. I'm talking about this stuff, man. This, dog, it's endurance, dog. It's total focus, man. This, like, your whole mind had to be drained out of all the bullshit to do this type of thing. Like, for real talk, man, martial arts ain't no just boxing shit. You know what I'm saying? Where you train, this is trained mentally, dog, everything. That's why I got to get back into my martial arts. I missed it so much. My grandma put me in after I got kicked in my neck. And my grandma put me in there.
I'm about to say, Bryce, you gonna be beating people up, man. You're not allowed to take no more classes, man. You from the way you acted in that movie, you are not allowed. No.
But I was little, so I had to learn how to fight. I'm a little guy, and I wasn't to be bullied. I never got bullied, so I was gonna learn a way to fight. And then I kind of liked to fight when I was little, so I had to learn other stuff to fight. Like I say, once I got kicked in my neck, it was over. Now I know y'all kick. Okay, that's all I need to know.
All right. Well, Sean Thomas, he chimed in, says Ninja Assassin. He says Fearless, Umbaktu, and Fist of Legend.
Those are good ones.
Mike Knox comes back with Best of the Best. Matt K says The Last Dragon. Giggs Giggs. I'm just gonna stick with Giggs. He says the B movie. I think that's Jason Statham, if I'm not.
The beekeeper.
Yeah, he says the B movie. I don't know.
Go ahead.
Matt Caves, this fool done came in here and said 3 ninjas. Man, come on, bro. Stop playing with us. You about to get fired. You're not allowed to comment on any more of my posts until after the performance, sir.
Now see, Last Dragon.
Now Ninja Turtles is dope. Hold on, my ninjas now, and they always got pizza. You can't beat that.
Last Dragon is one of the greatest movies, but when I say Last Dragon, I say y'all ain't seen enough kung fu movies. I just say that. Even though Last Dragon one of my best movies of all time, but you haven't seen enough kung fu movies.
I mean, Beverly Hills Ninja was a pretty dope movie overall. You know what I'm saying? You gotta give it up to the guy. You got to give it up.
Oh my God.
Boy, he's hilarious. Wally keeps us cracking up all the time.
It was funny. I'll give it that.
You know. All right. I'm just glad nobody said Kung Fu Panda. Well, I think somebody did actually. Damn it. Never mind.
That's my man. Me and my daughter love us some Kung Fu Panda. Boy, I'm telling you, me and my daughter sit up and she be up in the bed trying to do stuff, and I be go, baby. Yeah, that's our stuff right there.
Go, baby, don't kick me in my neck. I get you.
Well, she got a couple of those off. Bless her. She's okay. She don't know her strength. She got a couple of those off. A couple of hitting the eyes. I'm cool. I'm a daddy. I'm cool. I can take that. I'm all right.
Wowzers. Yeah, keep her protect herself. All right.
Oh, definitely.
Well, that was some good fun. Thank you for the top 5. Thanks everybody for joining in on that topic and letting us know what your top martial art karate movies are. And I don't know. I'm not taking no lessons. I'm not doing it. So it's not. I'm gonna leave that to you and your daughter, Raz. Y'all can walk around and Marion and kick everybody's ass.
It's nothing to take a couple basic lessons, man. It's nothing just to take a couple basic moves. Trust me, it'll help you in the end. You know what I'm saying?
I took some lessons when I was young. I know how to do the katas and the turns. Yep, that's all I need. I'm sorry. This ain't Lewis. I got pistols.
I'm a real little guy, so I had to learn how to fight bigger people. Because anybody I fight going to be bigger than me. It's just they're going to be bigger. So I had to learn different things and different techniques so I can protect myself. Also, not being a punk, you know what I'm saying? Not just running in to get beat up because you ain't a punk don't mean you got to get beat up all the time. So, I had to learn a couple things.
You're doing all that running and flipping. I'm just going to hit you with a chair and be done with you. So, what's that? Oh, y'all, pink.
I ain't going to be doing no flipping now. None of that.
All right. That's what it is. But yes, thanks, Kris. Thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate the chat again. We hope we get to talk to you again down the road. Not too far down the road, of course. But what do you have coming up that you want people to be paying attention to? Where can the listeners find you and keep their eyes on you?
Well, I'm going to be doing some work with a studio out of Jacksonville here in the future, hopefully. 7 Crazy Cat Studios. Shout out to them. My man's got some ground level projects he's working on. He's got some some other creators collaborating with them, and we're looking to see what that can bring to fruition, and however I can help with their efforts, I'd be glad to. So, and aside from that, I'm just going to continue probably looking into writing a book, doing more podcasts, telling inspirational stories, and trying to keep myself, just flowing and that trajectory going. I just hit a landmark 5 years into this journey, and like 40 credits and things happening. So I look forward to what the next 5 years may have.
Oh man, absolutely. Okay, man, amazing, amazing, amazing. Great inspiration for us. 5 years and 40 credits is a great ratio to go by. I know it's a lot of people who've been 5 years and half a credit.
I got one.
So he 39 more to go, Raz. You on your
Yes.
way.
I'm
Raz,
following my
look,
man Chris. I'm following Chris.
look up that production on IMDb, man. See if it's on there and get yourself on the list.
Yes, sir. I told I'm following Chris. Thank you, Chris. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely. Yeah, I am too. I hope I'll be following because I just wrote down 7 Crazy Cat Studios, so I'm be looking to see what kind of productions they got coming up. You know what I'm saying? I travel. I do, and that's what I do. So thank you for joining again. We appreciate you so much. But for the tuning, for everybody, it's not over. Y'all know what we got coming up next. We got the spoiler alert. Man, I hope y'all ready. And just because of Raz done started some stuff today.
Yeah.
He said he wants to have the equalizer for us. So we about to check that for you right now. Let's go.
The world is changing. The rules are different now.
I know who you are. I know what you do.
Then you know this conversation is a waste of time.
Not if we're after the same people.
Two ghosts from the past, working together. Let's bury them both.
You any good at this?
I get by. We done?
Not even close.
Oh,
I'm not convinced.
you still think it's AI?
I'm not convinced.
Wow.
I'm just not. I'm not convinced. I'm gonna have to say this. It's gonna have to come on while I'm sitting watching the Super Bowl or sitting watching something, and it's gonna have to come like that. I'm not convinced. I just been watching too many, and this what happened to me. I watched the fake trailer and I got excited. I was so excited, and it wasn't even.
Oh man.
So now
That's
I'm stuck to waiting
Is this the
until
first? They got it's not going to even come out till 2026. So
26.
got
Yeah, 26. Yeah.
a while before it comes out. Even still.
Yeah. But if it is, I can't wait. That's gonna be absolutely. They're gonna make so much money off that motherfucker. It's gonna be, man. I'm going to the show to see that.
All right, well, Raz, help me out. Tell me, I got too much to choose from here. Should I smoke Rocky Mountain High, Goo, Chanel, gelato cookies, or Cake Boss? Or Gorilla Mix?
Fuck
Or
that
Blue
gorilla.
Rhino? You said Gorilla Mix?
Nah, I said fuck the gorilla mix shit. Get
That shit good.
I know I had too much of that shit.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? You be wanting some different shit. That's personally for me.
That's why I've been smoking Bad Girl for the last 3 days. That's why I'm asking you what should I switch up
Yeah,
to?
get them cookies, man.
Some gelato cookies.
Yeah, check out
All
the
right.
Check out that.
Well, just to let you know, Bad Girl is actually a cross with the original Girl Scout cookies. So I kind of been smoking cookies, but we're gonna go with gelato cookies.
Oh
anyway.
well, you know, get off the cookies then. Go on, hit you. What was that first one you said? That was interesting.
What, Rocky Mountain High?
Yeah, get your old Rocky Mountain. That'll take you to the top.
Get some Rocky Mountain. All right.
Take you some Rocky Mountain.
It's Rocky Mountain. All right, got the Rocky Mountain. Bet. All right, cool. Well, next up, we got Creep Box. Creep Box was a good movie, man. A little weird, you know what I'm saying? You got to be into this kind of shit to really watch it, but it's about this dude. So when people die, right, he made this machine to where he can talk to people who died. You know what I'm saying?
Whoa.
But the thing is, after like 5 or 10 minutes, they start to like, you know what I'm saying, lose their mind and stuff. So they deteriorate after so long. But he can talk to them in that, like, if you was murdered or something, he can talk to you after you die and say who murdered you. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is, he discovered that if someone commits suicide, that their mind don't deteriorate, that they can stay talking to him longer if they actually committed suicide. So that's what this kind of movie is. His job is basically he go to like people's houses and like you could pay to talk to your ancestor who had died 10 years ago and pass a message along or whatever. So it's like y'all, they come back and they in your room and now they talking to you type shit. So, Creep Box, it's a little weird like that, but let's check out the trailer from it. I only got the trailer from it. I don't have a spoiler.
Franklin,
I need to check that out.
you more than anyone knows how important
I'm gonna
this
tell you
subject
something after this trailer.
We're not reaching into an
What'd you say?
I said I'm gonna tell you something after this trailer. Go ahead now.
Oh, okay. All right, got
astral plane or into the afterlife here. Our technology at HGTA allows us to simulate human consciousness. Like AI. AI is incapable of giving meaning to its calculations and its predictions. Our simulations operate using personal experiences. And words of meaning are used to primer and guide the simulation, not algorithms.
Hello?
Sylvie, no, not here. Our minds create a flowing stream of thought, but in a simulation, it's much more like a torrent.
I don't understand what's happening to me. Let me out! You okay, Pop?
After all my work, my research on death and dying, after everything I've learned, I'm just more convinced that this is nothing at all. Maybe there shouldn't be.
What do you do with something so particularly intimate?
We're approaching some sort of technological singularity, and Ellis is treating it like some sort of pocket game.
You cannot do this! The ethical implications of this.
Ethical implications?
Yes! I have to tell Ellis. I have to get out of this before we lose everything.
Ellis will shut me down.
Yes, Colin. He will make an example of you.
Where am I now? Where am I now?
Meadows, Domineer, Twitch,
Where am I now?
Sunset, Vanilla Bean.
Where am I now? Get out. Get out now!
I want to know what you said to him.
Fully aware of what your technology does. What will it change?
Everything will be okay.
So yeah, it's a lot of drama going in and out. Then he ended up getting fired from that job and taking some shit. You know what I'm saying? You know how government jobs be. You can't take secrets with you. So, you know, so it's going down on that. What was you saying, though?
That remind me of the Reanimator. It's a way back in the day movie called Reanimator, real gross. But what I was going to say, I probably shouldn't be telling my idea, but I ain't got the money for it. So, you know, if y'all, you know, Anyway, no, but it was
Your idea is patented on this live right now. Can't nobody steal this shit.
I had a movie that I was creating. It's all my movies in my mind, and this one particular movie was about a detective, basically, that finds lost children, if they're alive or dead. But how he finds him is through this type of spirit guide. But to get certain information, he have to go through certain things. Now, if the children is dead, he is able to locate where the children that, you know what I'm saying, that's dead, and able to find out who killed them, right? Through the spirit thing, right? But he got to take some punishment, right? Now, he can find them alive, but the trick about finding them alive is that the spirit only give him like certain ideas or locations where he has to figure the shit out, right? So it was like a spirit thing, you know. I ain't have it all the way complex, but it's something like that, you know what I'm saying, of him finding children that was, you know, snatched up or stuff like that, and that was killed or what have you, or before they die, he can kind of catch them before, you know what I'm saying, this happened to him and stuff like that. So just interesting movie that I had in my head. It's kind of creepy and, you know, it's a little dark because where he got to go to, you know, it's all in my head, so I had to get it out. But, you know, where he go to is real dark, and he got to take some, you know, punishment and shit to get the information from the spirit, or whether he taking live stuff from him, or whatever the situation is. But, you know, that was my idea. That's it. I ain't going to tell you no more. I might get the money one day, so.
You got to make it work. You got to make it happen.
Yeah, make it happen. Yeah. I gotta see that Creep Box. Thank you. I'm watching that. But I'm watching them 5. I ain't seen nan karate movie you showed. So I'm gonna go back to the show and get all my little writings down. Cause I seen Raid 1, I ain't seen Raid 2. So I gotta go back to all those. All that shit look hard.
Well, next up we got a series. I've been on some Australian shit. I got 3 Australian movies that I've been watching that I watched in the last week. But they all, well, one of them is all right. But out there is this story about this guy who falls into the wrong trouble. His homeboy asked him to hold a bag, and the bag got some weed in it. Then he get caught by some cops, and then have to, you know what I'm saying, do some shit to get caught. Then the dad find out that he got locked up, and then the sister try to go back and play with the dude, but then they all get kidnapped. So you know what I'm saying? It's like all over the place with it. So if you have nothing else to watch, out there is not a bad thing. So you know, let's check out there.
All right.
Oh, look at that. One day, it'll all be yours.
Great. Look after this for me. It's just for a day or 2. It's just a bit of weed, Johnny. I'll owe you.
Dad, some stuff's gone missing from my room. She must have taken it.
It's the cleaner ever.
Brother, what's going on? Johnny, he lost his way a bit.
Dad, I think I've just killed someone.
These people, you can't trust them.
It's okay, Nathan. Your secret's safe with me.
How are we gonna get rid of him, Dad?
Stop, please! Kill him. Sometimes in farming, you have to kill a healthy animal for the betterment of the herd.
Interesting. That teach y'all badass quit holding shit for people.
Hey, look. For one, I might hold some shit for you. But when I ask you what's in this bag, if you can't tell me, I'm not holding the bag. Fuck you.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Right. You gotta let me know what I'm getting myself into to agree. You can't be no damn bomb and you talking about it's 10 bags weed.
Right.
Come on now.
Fuck on somewhere.
Right, get your ass out of here.
Well, the next one I have, I haven't finished this show. I have to actually watch it this week because I'm going to do a full review on this one. I watched about 10 minutes and I had to stop. I said, hold on, this shit is good. This shit is good. But No, actually, I'm lying to y'all. The one that I stopped was called Paradise. I'm tripping. I'm mixing up movies. Paradise is the one I stopped. This movie is called Presence. This is a ghost story. So Presence is a movie about this family that moves into a house, and there's a spirit in this house, and they think they trying to solve what happened to this spirit. But the thing is, the spirit is trying to save something that's going to happen to this family. That's the reason the spirit's here, because some shit is about to happen. So the girl's boyfriend is into some shit. The parents go out of town for a weekend, and the girl's boyfriend uh do some roofie. He do some diddy shit, and her and her twin brothers drink. And I guess he trying to like rob them or something. But at the end of the day, the camera that you're watching from is the eyes of the spirit that's in the house. So the movements from, you know what I'm saying, when you see like it's just watching what's going on, it's actually it's like you're the ghost. So it's a little, it's like kind of like paranormal activity type shit. So check out this trailer for Presence. See, this is all the spirit. That's all the spirit that's in there.
We
This
have a
watching
presence
it.
here. It's trying to figure you out. It's trying to connect to you.
She just stopped breathing. Dead in her own bed. Can you imagine the parents finding her?
Oh yeah, and the girl, she's the only one who can feel the spirit too. Nobody else believes that it's anything in there.
Yeah, kids usually the ones.
It's suffering. Just like you are.
You know what? I like that. I'm gonna say that, and I'm gonna take everything you told me about the movie out of my head. Because if you wouldn't have probably told me about this movie, and I'm just saying, if you wouldn't have told me about this movie, I would have had to figure it out. So I'm gonna take what you said out of my head because I want to try to figure it out. That looked
No,
like
you actually wouldn't. You wouldn't. Once you start seeing, you realize because the camera hides in the closet and all kind of shit.
Yeah.
Like when they think it's this, the camera go run, close the door. Like you can, you really realize that you are living as the ghost. What you have to figure out, I haven't told you yet.
Well, good. I got it. Yeah.
So
yeah. All right.
there's a way that, like I said, the spirit is there to stop something from happening to this family. So that is the point of the movie. That you'll be good on. I didn't spoil alert it for you yet. I was about to. You lucky you just said something.
Yeah, thank you. You know, that's why I like the Wolfman movie so much, is because you got to see the Wolfman looking out of what he sees and what he hears. That's why I love that movie so much. Because remember when she was talking to him, he was like, I can't hear you. But then it turns back, she just sound like and shit. You know, it's that's why I like that movie so much, because you got to see, you know,
it's the same exact shit.
Okay, that's why I'm gonna like that. Okay,
it's all it do. It take you from the movie, and then you are actually the spirit. It's the same shit.
Yeah, I like that.
Well, the next one, another one. I have to stop. Let me see here. Nope, actually, we did. We watched. It's only one. It's coming up. It's good. Watson. I got some good predictions about this one. The crazy thing about Watson series is the villain that always tormented Sherlock Holmes is actually the one pulling the strings in this. So Watson thinks that he has a partner, but the villain is the one who hired the partner and is telling the partner to do everything that he's doing for Watson.
Wow.
So it's Moriarty. If you remember from Sherlock Holmes, Moriarty is the one who it's wild Watson, but it's a good series. Only episode 1 so far. So here's a recap of episode 1 of episode Watson.
The episode opens with Dr. John Watson witnessing Sherlock.
My bad. Let me pull it up just in case we're gonna talk about it too. I'm gonna pull it up on this one. Here we go.
The episode opens with Dr. John Watson witnessing Sherlock Holmes's apparent death at Reichenbach Falls, leaving Watson with amnesia and a hefty inheritance, leading him to establish the Holmes Clinic. 6 months later, Watson, alongside his team of doctors, Sasha Lubbock, Adam and Stephen Croft, and Ingrid Derian, tackles the case of Erika Filippello, a pregnant woman experiencing visual disturbances and suspected fatal familial insomnia, FFI. Through investigation and medical analysis, the team discovers Erika doesn't have FFI but suffers from 2 inherited diseases, 2-3 syndactyly and orbital hypertelorism, shared with her cousin to half-sister, Autumn.
Brother, this some trailer park shit going on here. I'm telling you. They think they cousins, they find out they sisters, then they half-sisters, then they dad, they got the same daddy, but then they mama stuff. Man, this is some trailer park shit going on here.
With Morris
The parallel storyline involves Watson's unresolved feelings for his former partner, Mary Morstan, who has moved on, adding emotional complexity to his personal struggles. The mystery is resolved when the team diagnoses Autumn with songbird fever, revealing the familial connection between Erika and Autumn and leading to appropriate treatment. The episode concludes with the revelation that Moriarty survived the Reichenbach Falls incident, setting the stage for future conflicts, while the review criticizes the show's unoriginality, clunky exposition, and overuse of Sherlock Holmes references. When John Watson returns to Pittsburgh, he builds the...
This is what I don't get about villains, bro. It's clearly that Moriarty's in control of everything. And if he want Watson dead, why he just don't come up and just kill him? Why he got to set up all these elaborate plots? That's why the villains never win. Because they got to do all these super elaborate plots to set the person up for the perfect moment. Then when they, I got you. Instead of just pulling the trigger and pop a motherfucker. That's why the villain never fucking wins.
The Holmes Clinic with the help of Shinwell, who appears to be completely committed to the cause. Ingrid Derian, a neurologist, Sasha Lubbock, an expert in rheumatology and immunology, Stephen Croft, a specialist in infectious diseases, and Adam Croft, a specialist in functional medicine, make up the team. Being twins, the Croft brothers are already at odds with one another. Adam is the outgoing one, while Stevens is the more introverted one with spectacles. It turns out that Adam began dating the same girl that Stevens dated right after their breakup.
I'm just now realizing that they was twins. I didn't even realize this.
Time. Adam points out that the 4 of them weren't chosen for the squad only because they're the greatest at what they do in one scene. He has carefully selected the 4 doctors since, in his mind, Watson's clinic is an experiment in and of itself. Adam and Stevens's twin rivalry provides enough opportunity to investigate questions of nature versus nurture. The unique background of Sasha, who was born to Chinese parents and adopted by Americans, makes her case intriguing. Regarding Ingrid, Adam is perplexed by her and doesn't see the apparent reason. However, Watson reveals to her afterwards that he chose her for more than just her exceptional skills. He is curious to see whether her dark side will ultimately triumph over her good side. When Mary informs Watson and his colleagues about Erika, a pregnant woman who hasn't slept in days, they are summoned. She worries that her insomnia could be fatal, as it was her father's condition before he passed away. In order to deliver her kid safely before her situation worsens and she passes away, she desires a cesarean section. She appears to have self-diagnosed, but Watson and her colleagues are still trying to figure out what the real issue is. They learn right away that, unlike her father, she does not suffer from fatal insomnia. Watson tells her a fib about her sleep issues being psychological, and sure enough, she falls asleep. When she suddenly becomes blind and begins to experience additional symptoms, Watson and his team must investigate her family history to determine the cause of her condition, which first appears to have been resolved. As a result, they track down her relative, who begins to exhibit similar symptoms as well. As part of their investigation into the residence, the crew goes through the garbage and considers the possibility of songbird fever. Erica finds it to be the perfect fit, whereas her relative quickly succumbs to septic shock. Everything is put in perspective when we learn that Erica's cousin is actually her half-sibling through her father, rather than her cousin. This makes sense because their issue is clearly hereditary. With this new piece of knowledge, we are able to save the lives of both women. After becoming a half-sibling, Erica chose her cousin to be the godmother of her new baby. Sherlock Holmes and James Moriarty are presumed dead after the fall. As a general rule, TV characters cannot be pronounced dead unless their remains are shown.
That's the other thing. Sherlock Holmes may not be dead. That's the other thing.
That may not be enough for Watson, but hopefully it is. Since neither Holmes nor Moriarty's corpses are recovered, they are presumed alive. A character appears at the end of the episode, proving the argument. Survived the fall and followed Watson to Pittsburgh. He is plotting something awful for the city, but the audience won't know for a time. Not surprisingly, Shinwell meets the villain and gives him a briefcase of samples. The audience does not know the briefcase's contents, but they cannot be good. Moriarty's left-hand joint fingers form an M. His survival proves Sherlock Holmes will appear, but what damage he means to cause is unknown.
Yeah, buddy.
That is the rule.
That's gonna be.
You ain't pronounced dead until you see the body. That is a rule. If y'all don't know movies, I knew that shit. That's why
Nobody. Hold on. How you gonna say that shit and you ain't seen Ghost Body?
Ghost Body? I haven't seen Ghost Body. I get to see Ghost Body. I haven't seen Ghost Body.
So how you gonna say Ghost dead? You ain't seen his body.
You're right. You're right. You ain't dead until you see the body. You're right.
I'm trying to tell y'all, man.
That's true.
It's in the title.
What? You got me. you got me on that. You got me because I say Dante ain't dead.
Trying to tell y'all.
You're right. He's dead when you see the body. That's right. That's true. I don't see nobody.
I'll tell y'all, man.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
But yeah, Sherlock Holmes is probably alive. If anybody could survive that, Sherlock Holmes, his lucky ass did. You know what I'm saying? If Watson survived it, Holmes probably did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's just my bit. But yeah, this is only episode 1, so that's about to set off. That's gonna be a good one. I think we might be able to do that one episode by episode until we get some power back. We might be able to grab Watson and do that review
tonight. I'm off tomorrow.
Might have to get on Watson. Bet. Next up, this is gonna be a spoiler for me. I've watched there are 2 seasons. I haven't started on season 2 yet, so this is a review of season 1. I've watched every episode except for the last episode, so I don't even know how this season ended yet. But Black Snow, what was that? This is kind of like Cross almost. It reminds me of Cross in a way. Not the same storyline, but it reminds me of Cross the way that they're telling the story. There's a bunch of flashbacks. He's trying to solve a murder of this girl, Isabel, from 25 years ago. They put some stuff in a time capsule when they was in high school. So the class that's in high school now actually is her niece is in this class. So they opened the time capsule. And everybody who was involved in the murder, all the girl's friends, her teachers, all them, they still live in the same area. So there's this new cop that came from out of town, and he trying to solve this shit. But the thing about Black Snow is everybody seems guilty. Everybody. The sister, the cop trying to solve this shit, the mom, the dad, all her friends, everybody seems guilty. It's crazy. And as soon as we get off air, I'm watching the last episode tonight. But let's check out the review of Black Snow season 1. Which one are we doing? This one? No. There you go.
To binge-worthy breakdowns, where we break down the best in streaming. Today, we're talking about Black Snow, an Australian crime drama that caught me by surprise with its depth and style. It's a show packed with mystery, culture, and some stellar performances. Let's dive in. Black Snow is a 6-episode limited series that originally aired on Stan in Australia and is now streaming internationally on platforms like Sundance Now. I watched it on Amazon Prime. It's a tightly woven murder mystery set in the small North Queensland town of Ashford. The story centers around Detective James Cormack, played by the talented Travis Fimmel, who is assigned to reopen a 1994 cold case, the murder of 17-year-old Isabel Baker. The case resurfaces after a high school time capsule is unearthed, revealing new evidence that reignites the investigation. What starts as a typical whodunit evolves into a layered narrative exploring secrets, grief, and the South Sea Islander community's history. Here's what I loved about Black Snow: the unique setting and atmosphere. North Queensland's tropical landscapes play a huge role in the show. The cane fields, the small-town vibes, it all feels so immersive. The cinematography captures both the beauty and the eerie isolation of the town. Cultural representation. Black Snow does something few crime dramas do. It integrates the culture and history of the South Sea Islander community into the story. It's not just a backdrop, it's central to the plot. This adds a layer of authenticity and depth that makes the show stand out. The tight episode count. With just 6 episodes, the show doesn't waste time. Every scene feels purposeful, and the pacing is generally strong, keeping you engaged while unraveling the layers of the case. The mystery. From cryptic notes in the time capsule to long-buried secrets among the townsfolk, the twists and turns keep you guessing without being overly convoluted. The performances. Travis Fimmel is magnetic as the flawed yet determined Detective Cormack. But the supporting cast shines too, particularly Jemison Power, who plays Isabel Baker in flashbacks, giving a heartfelt and memorable performance. Speaking of performances, Travis Fimmel is the MVP here. Known for his work in Vikings, Fimmel brings a quiet intensity to Detective Cormack. He's not your typical cop.
Did you watch
He's
Vikings?
haunted, unpredictable, and deeply
Yeah, that's
human.
what I'm gonna say. He's from
His
Vikings.
chemistry with the rest of the cast, especially the Baker family, adds
I fucked with the Viking Ragnar, man.
what's my
I was mad when Ragnar died. That was some shit.
3.5 out of 5 stars. It's a beautifully crafted show with a gripping mystery and strong performances. However, it's not without its flaws. The pacing slows at times, and while the resolution is satisfying, it doesn't quite deliver the jaw-dropping twist you might expect. But overall, it's well worth the watch. If you're into crime dramas that dig deeper than the surface, Black Snow is for you. It's a show that balances mystery with cultural storytelling, and at just 6 episodes, it's easy to binge.
Yeah, so
I say
Black Snow.
everybody looks so guilty because everybody doing some shit.
Yeah, but look, it's crazy because the girl that got killed, right? So she got a boyfriend. He's sleeping with somebody else. She was supposed to go on a trip out of town, and she wasn't telling her dad that she was leaving town. Her best friend got mad that she canceled and didn't go. She started sleeping with another dude a couple of days before that. So now she got the boyfriend, her best friend, the other dude who was mad at her because she saw her cousin get killed and didn't help. So it's like, man, damn it, man. And then on top of all of this, it's possible she killed herself.
Dang.
On top of all of this shit, it's still possible. And in the last episode, you don't know. You still finding pieces that make you say, "Oh fuck." In the last episode, I'm telling you, this shit is wild. That's it. But moving on. What's up?
No, I said, all right.
Okay. Well, up next, my bad, Raz. You didn't get your reviews in. What did you hit on before I got 2 more.
Only one I watched was Night Action. It was the second season of Night Action.
I don't know.
Night Agent. Sorry, Night Agent.
I gotta check that. I don't know what that is.
Night Agent, basically, it's some government stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those black op kind of. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
So it's where it's a guy that's stuck in the presidency. He's stuck at the bottom, like all the way in the basement on the phone. And if you get a call, then he go respond. But now in the second season, he's already on the mission still. You dig what I'm saying? So the first season, it shows what they do. They get the phone call and they go pursue a mission. In this case, in season 2, he's already on the mission. You dig what I'm saying? Got put into another mission. And all they do is they find people that's selling stuff to other countries, classified information and stuff like that. And in this case, they were stopping a guy that wanted to not blow nothing up, but actually like put gas all in the air and all this kind of stuff. So it's a pretty good watch. It's not the best. I ain't gonna say like a must watch and nothing like that, but like if you ain't got nothing to do and if you can't find nothing on TV, hit Night Agent. That's a pretty good. It's a pretty cool little movie. Pretty cool little movie.
It sound like Citadel. Citadel was a good surprise for me too. I gotta find the other seasons of Citadel because I only found the one, but that was a good shock watch.
Yeah, that's the only one I watched, and I've been watching the New Orleans Family Business. New Orleans is, all these little things, Queens, the Queens, man, all this stuff's corny, right? It's corny, fake stuff, but this one, I'm kind of into a little bit because I just want to see. It's corny as hell, but I just want to see what's going to happen with David Banner. David Banner playing this, at the big guy. So, yeah. I told you it was corny, but it's cool.
Well, you said that, I already know because that boy, David Banner, extra.
Yeah.
He be extra.
Yeah, he the bad man. He like one of the top guys in New Orleans and shit. And if you ain't seen it, somebody at the family business people, somebody killed his brother at the club, or he killed himself, but he's dead at their club. You dig what I'm saying? And they don't want him to find out because it don't matter what they say, even though they ain't kill him, he's still gonna try to come kill them. So they're trying to hide that shit and all that kind of shit. It's fucking crazy. But he found out now. He found out now in the 3rd episode. So he found out. So I'm waiting for episode 4 to see what go down. And they sent the old boys from the first family business, sent some of those cousins down there to New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? So they down there with him and stuff like that. So it's all these little shows corny as fuck, but it's cool. We got a cool little story, even though it's kind of corny. Cool.
Well, you keep on saying corny. I ain't watching corny shit.
I mean, the stuff they do be so fake. That's what I mean by corny.
Yeah. They act
like, get the fuck out of here. But that's any Tubi movie.
Well, yep. That's why I don't watch those.
Get the fuck out of here. But it's cool enough. You know what I'm saying? It's cool to watch. If you ain't got shit to do. And if you're into the family business, you will like this. You know what I'm saying? Old boy from Lotto, he plays and play major part in there, so he cool. It's cool. I'm into it. And that's it.
Well, a lot of people was mad at the release of the newest. Well, I watched them both, so I'm gonna start with the one that I didn't like. Was the movie actually because the TV series was amazing. Star Wars TV series that was my win for the week. We're gonna say that last. Star Trek Section 31.
I was gonna watch it. Yeah.
A lot of people didn't like this movie. Matter of fact, the review we have, he's gonna tell you how horrible it is, actually.
Okay.
But I like it. I like the movie. I didn't like the storyline, but the movie was good. You know what I'm saying? So stop hating. It wasn't that bad. Check them out.
I'm still checking it out anyway.
Path to recovery until they've hit rock bottom, and that's exactly what Section 31 is for Star Trek. Absolute, complete, and total rock bottom. The end of the line, the deepest oceanic trench of despair where only slimy, deformed monster fish lurk. The very fecal-encrusted bedrock upon which all other crap masquerading as Star Trek now rests.
He's a hater.
Brainless, joyless vanity project made by a man who shouldn't be in charge of a Starbucks, never mind Star Trek. Watching this movie was 90 minutes of pure, unadulterated misery. It was the creative equivalent of being forced to watch someone exhume the corpse of your beloved gran, dress her up in latex bondage gear, and fire her out of a howitzer. It's the kind of movie that retroactively makes me embarrassed for all of Star Trek, because no matter how good it once was, ultimately it was all leading up to this. Anyway, let's get this over with quickly so I can slip into something more comfortable, like a fucking coma. Section 31 begins in a parallel universe where Philippa Georgiou murders her entire family to become the leader of the Terran Empire, and the runner-up gets to become her lackey because he didn't have the inner girl boss that he needed to succeed. I wonder if this embittered rival with a very obvious grudge against her might become relevant later. Anyway, flash forward to the present, and Georgiou gets recruited by a bunch of absolute retards who apparently represent the best that Section 31 has to offer. I mean, they're so good that she literally spots every single one of them within seconds of entering her bar.
Fuck.
How exactly does the vetting process work for this place? Is it like collect 5 ring pulls and become a secret agent or something? Anyway, whatever, who even cares at this point? The retards apparently need her help capturing an arms dealer who's transporting a dangerous bioweapon, because there's always a dangerous bioweapon in modern Star Trek. So they capture him by punching him in the face.
Really?
I'm not even kidding, that's literally how they take him down.
And
there's an excruciatingly dumb chase sequence where Georgiou uses a magical bullshit device to phase out of sync with her surroundings so that nobody can touch her, and she can literally walk through walls. But like, if that's the case, then shouldn't she just fall right through the floor into space? How does she even breathe if her lungs are out of phase with the oxygen molecules in the air? Who even cares? But oh no, then a mysterious masked man shows up and steals the weapon. I wonder who this man could possibly be, considering all the other characters in the movie are already accounted for. That's when Georgiou reveals that the weapon actually comes from the same alternate universe as herself, and has the potential to wipe out half the galaxy if it detonates.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
The Terran Empire planned to blow it up and then use the resulting chaos to cross over into our reality and conquer the entire galaxy for resources.
Right.
Like, why even stop there? Why not just blow up the entire universe since we're making up stupid shit now? So it's up to Georgiou and her band of idiots to track down the masked man and stop him and recover the weapons so they can save the galaxy. But it's not going to be as easy as that because there's a traitor in their midst who's killing them off one by one. Will they be able to pull together and save the galaxy? Will Georgiou be able to atone for the sins of her past? Does anyone even fucking care? I certainly didn't, because Section 31 is a terrible movie. And I don't just mean a terrible Star Trek movie, that's practically a foregone conclusion these days. I mean a terrible movie by any metric that you care to use to quantify these things. It's boring when it tries to be exciting, dumb when it thinks it's smart, laughable when it's trying to be serious, and depressingly bleak when it tries to be funny. It's like it wants to be two different movies at the same time, one dark and serious and violent, the other a whimsical, quippy, light-hearted adventure, and the two things go together about as well as chocolate sauce on a doner kebab. The plot is tedious and simplistic, desperately trying to portray itself as this complex mystery to unravel, when really it's just another basic bitch revenge story about a guy with a super weapon and a grudge to settle. It's the same thing that's formed the basis of basically every Trek movie for the past 20 years, and anyone with more functioning brain cells than a block of wood will be able to figure it out about an hour before the actual characters do. Speaking of characters, this is easily the most idiotic group of retards I've seen on screen since, well, the last Alex Kurtzman Star Trek projects. Each one is precisely one character trait that gets dialed up so high that it actually starts to feel like a joke after a while. I mean, I'm assuming the writers watched Guardians of the Galaxy just before making this, because that's the kind of tone and banter they're desperately trying for here. The big difference though is that Guardians was written and directed by someone who actually knew what he was doing. This wasn't. Then there's Michelle Yeoh. I like her as an actress, I really do. She's got charisma and screen presence, and even in her 60s, she can still kick ass surprisingly well. But she can't do everything. The roles she plays have to complement her sensibilities as an actor, and Philippa Georgiou just isn't that kind of character. She looks awkward and uncomfortable trying to play a femme fatale anti-hero like this, and ends up overacting to the point that it actually becomes kind of embarrassing to watch. I mean, I don't know, maybe she misunderstood the script and thought Section 31 was supposed to be a goofy parody. To be honest, I'm not entirely convinced it isn't now. Now, I'm going to wrap this review up quickly because I feel like I'm actively becoming dumber the more I talk about this movie, so instead I'm going to finish with a little request to the fine people at Paramount's. No, forget that, this is a desperate plea. For the love of God, guys, stop making Star Trek, and especially stop this talentless moron from making Star Trek. Put simply, he isn't your guy. He was never your guy, and
he sounds like a hater, man. I'm just saying.
He made me want to watch it.
It's good. And then when you start thinking about Star Trek Discovery, this TV series, like, it makes sense. It goes along with everything that they've been telling for the last 2 years. It makes sense. So the movie, yeah, he's just a hater. Yeah, like, look at that. Star Trek, Picard, man, Discovery. Those are some great series.
He made me want to see it. That's why I want to listen to him and laugh and do all that. Because he didn't give me, at the end of the day, he didn't give me no reason not to watch it.
Yeah, good. Because like I said, man, it was a good movie. Like, now if we gonna rank it out of 1 through 10, it's gonna be somewhere around there. It's gonna be about a 6.5, honestly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if you a Star Trek fan, you're okay.
Right.
You're all right. But last up, we got Star Wars, The Skeleton Crew. I give it a good 9.5 out of 10. I'm
on 3rd episode. I'm starting watching.
Yeah. The way it starts off with them taking off within that ship.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Is a good storyline. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know where that can go, but then it starts to take a good. So you're on the 3rd episode. Okay, so yeah, you're gonna be mad. You're gonna be mad, dude. Like, this guy here, Jude Law, man, fuck him. This asshole, I can't believe him. Like, of all this shit, Jude Law, damn it, man. But it's all good. He don't win shit.
Now, since it's the season of giving surprising little...
I keep throwing it up there. We go throw it up so in case we're gonna talk about it too. Star Wars. There we go.
Since it's the season of giving surprising little gifts, here's one you probably didn't see coming. Apart from Andor, Skeleton Crew is probably the best live-action Star Wars show that Disney have ever made.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I know that's a bit like saying this particular bout of explosive diarrhea was more enjoyable than the others because I didn't feel like I'd sharted out my own spinal column, but what the hell, in the vast empty desert of fun that is modern Star Wars, even a muddy, fly-infested pond is still better than the alternative. Seriously though, it's a show that clearly understands the spirit of adventure and boundless possibilities that's been so lacking in Star Wars since Disney took over, and makes a fair attempt at recapturing it. It doesn't always get it right, but it's at least trying, and you get the impression it was made by people who actually wanted to produce something good. Unlike others I could name. The quartet of main characters all fit neatly into their standard archetypes, and generally it feels pretty close to what the corporate shill media described it as. The Goonies in space. Almost to an uncanny degree, in fact, but I'll talk more about that later. Believe that. Anyway, the show follows 4 kids living on the safe but boring planet of
why
so similar in culture and aesthetics to modern
why the heroes of Star Wars always got to be kids?
Like I'm watching some
it's always kids that's got to save the day in Star Wars.
fuck, you're old.
Either way, I'm just pleased that we're not stuck on yet another desert planet because it's the only background they can get to work properly with the volume screen. Anyway, main character Wim takes a shortcut to school one day when he stumbles across a hatch buried out in the woods. He's convinced that it's a Jedi temple because he's obsessed with the Jedi for some reason and can't wait to discover more. But when he comes back to uncover it later that night, the rest of the gang end up following him and work together to get the hatch open. But funnily enough, it's not a Jedi temple, it's actually a buried spaceship, and before you can say contrived plot event, they've accidentally reactivated it and flown off on autopilot. And so begins the gang's little adventure in a galaxy far, far away, as they try to avoid pirates and cutthroats, repair their damaged ship, and ultimately find a way back to their home planet, while uncovering the mystery of how and why it's managed to stay hidden from the rest of the galaxy for so long. Now, one of the first questions I ask myself about any new movie or TV show is, who was this thing made for? In the case of Skeleton Crew, you'd think the answer would be obvious. Kids. It was even marketed as a kids show, which begs the question, why am I even reviewing it right now? Well, it's definitely not because I'm killing time until Nosferatu comes out, but anyway, I think the truth is a bit more complicated than that. In terms of tone, setup, and characters, Skeleton Crew borrows pretty heavily from all those classic 1980s bunch of misfit kids go on an adventure together movies like Explorers, E.T., Flight of the Navigator, or The Goonies, which leads me to suspect it's actually trying to appeal as much to adults who grew up in that time as the kids they're raising now, who've probably never even heard of those films. Because let's be honest here, how many kids today even give a shit about Star Wars? The age of the average fan is probably mid-40s by now, but whatever. Maybe I'm just overthinking this stuff. All of this is to say that the DNA which went into this show is pretty easy to pick out, and I guess if you're gonna steal... pay homage to the work of others, you might as well pick the best source material you can find. And to be fair to the showrunners here, I think they did a decent enough job recapturing the spirit of those movies. The yearning for adventure and excitement that most kids experience, the desire to escape the tedium of a safe but predictable life and experience new places and people, the wonder at being exposed to a much bigger world for the first time. I also get the impression that this is going to be a pretty self-contained little story instead of some crazy galaxy-altering epic that tries to crowbar in a bunch of recognizable characters and settings just to drum up some interest and ends up being handcuffed to the same boring overarching storyline as everything else. This is the kind of thing I want to see more of in Star Wars, self-contained stories with original characters showing different sides to the galaxy than we've seen before. Pacing-wise, the second episode comes in lean and mean at just over 30 minutes, which is exactly what a show like this should be aiming for. On the other hand, the first episode is more of a slog, mostly because it wastes a lot of time after the ship's been discovered. There's a lot of busy work and travelling backwards and forwards to get the various kids invested, and overall it just feels like a sloppy and inefficient way to get things moving. In terms of characters, they all fit neatly into their stock archetypes, and if you're inclined to take the Goonies in space approach, it's not hard to see where the inspiration came from. There's the naive but enthusiastic lead who dreams of adventure and exploration, the mouthy, tough-talking sidekick with a chip on their shoulder, the clumsy, cowardly friend who just wants to go home, and the technology nerd whose ideas sometimes outstrip their abilities. I mean, it's not executed with the same energy and likability of the Goonies. There's times when the show can't seem to decide who the main character actually is, and if I was going to be really harsh, I'd say that the old Kathleen Kennedy influence starts to show through with the character of Fern, who keeps trying to muscle in on stuff that Wim should be doing himself, and skirts dangerously close to being another irritating, know-it-all Disney girl boss. But for the most part, the cast all do a decent enough job, and the characters are likeable enough in a slightly sterile, inoffensive way. And I think inoffensive is the operative word here when it comes to describing Skeleton Crew. It'll likely turn out to be a decent, adequate, and ultimately forgettable little adventure that's significant only because everything around it is so monumentally shit. I don't think it's going to stir up passionate sentiments one way or the other, but the best I can say to you is that, well, if you've got children of your own, or you've kidnapped a bunch of them and you need to keep them amused for a while, then Skeleton Crew isn't the worst thing in the world you could put on. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away now.
Oh, man.
This dude make you want to see the movie.
Yeah, he be hating.
He don't make you want not to see the movie. He just he make you want to see it. Like I think he making these movies more money because
he's a promoter.
Yeah, you promoting to me because you know what I'm saying. You're not really saying nothing of relevancy of why not to see the movie. You come up with all these little terms, and now I do agree with him with the Goonies part. I agree with him on that. That's the only part I agree with him on, and that's because of the different personalities. As far as that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he just
I'm about to say, how else he gonna play 4 kids? Like, it's always been one child. You can't, you know what I'm saying? You had to mix it somehow.
right, and now I'm gonna say I agree with him with the stories. I never did disagree with the stories because the stories of nowadays just be bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the same time, he just make you want to go see the movie. He make you want to see it. He get you excited for it to me because this and if you want to see that blah, and then if you that type of fan, you already want to see the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? He don't say
he ain't gonna
shit
turn you off.
Not at all. He don't turn me off. He funny. He hilarious though. If nothing else,
set this shit up.
If nothing else, he hilarious than a motherfucker.
Yeah, buddy.
I want to see what you got to say about a good movie. Shit.
We gonna definitely get back on watching. I think this series, it's on weekly, so we're gonna stay up that.
So we got Watsons. I got to check out Skeletons. All right, Watsons.
Yeah.
All right, and
I'm going.
All right.
Yeah. Next, I started watching The Fire Inside, so I'll be reviewing that sometime, hopefully this week.
All right.
I got 4 minutes into the movie and I had to stop it.
Why you had to stop it?
And bruh, cliche moment. As soon as the girl walked into the gym, the coach turned around and says, we don't train girls in this gym. And 4 minutes and 22 seconds, I stopped it. Because at this moment, he has stopped training in the entire gym and then brought this girl into the ring and is having a speech after he just said, we don't train girls in this gym. So I can tell for the rest of this movie, it's going to be a whole bunch of moments that's set up to pull your emotions out and make you want to say, oh, ain't that sweet? That's just so nice. And I'm going to tear this shit apart. So, yeah, after that, I knew. Another one I had to stop was Paradise. I started watching Paradise. I was 20. I think it's it's 3 episodes on. So I think it's more coming up. But I'm 20 minutes into the first episode and I had to stop. This Paradise is about a dude that he is a bodyguard for the president. And they're trying to cover up the murder of the president. So it's just, yeah, man. Yeah. It's a lot of White House secret shit going on. And when you a black man trying to cover up the murder of the president of the United States, it's only going to go downhill from here. So I had to stop because, again, I got to do a full in-depth review on that one. We'll be back on Breaking Bad, Black Snow Season 2, and Bookie, man. Bookie's just been phenomenal. I'm glad we had this back. Could finished up that Season 2 of Bookie, but if you need something good to watch, put on Bookie. That and Skeleton Crew have been the best releases for 2025 so far.
All right. Checking them out after the R&B.
All right, yeah. Check out Raz on the Underground Show R&B mix tonight. I'll be tuned in after I got a phone call to make. We're talking about some a weed podcast, a budcast. So yeah.
Man, that's gonna be I'll leave that off the camera. Nothing.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I don't know why I don't have a podcast about smoking weed. So shit.
We smoke so much weed.
All right.
We and just don't even work. It's good.
Right. You have to get this out.
Holler at me at the inbox, because people be doing shit and don't be acting like you don't notice, like you'll say something and you'll make the idea and do this. Then all of a sudden people be doing shit You know, even though I don't be saying nothing because I've been seeing some shit lately, but I don't say nothing. That's why I be switch. When you see me switch shit, just know I seen somebody doing some shit that I was doing or was gonna do, and I just switched some shit. So just know this for me and to everybody watching. Anytime you see me switch some shit, that means some motherfucker did some shit, and I'd be trying to be different. I'd just switch shit around. I'd just switch the whole.
I feel you. I'll be letting them imitate. Say fuck it. You know, yeah, you can't do it my way, so fuck it. But hey, gotta
but we
stay
ain't gonna
different
say
out
nothing.
here.
We ain't gonna
We
say
gotta
nothing.
stay different in the box. You know it?
We're talking inbox. Yeah,
Yes,
this gonna
sir.
be a nice show. Yeah, that's I like this.
Yes, well, check out because we got Samantha Missoula tomorrow. We got PGR Tuesday on the Playground After Dark. Mental Health is Wealth tomorrow. And we coming back. Underground Show. What you on every day this week?
Man, you silly. You know I ain't back on the Wednesday. I'm gonna be checking you out Monday and Tuesday.
All right, well shit, jump on in if you got it. Be on, man. We'll see y'all next week. Love. Red Carpet Rendevouz. Be out.